Akira Toriyama gave us all an amazing gift in Dragon Ball Daima, that being in the form of Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, where he obtained it months after the Buu Saga before Daima even took place in the story. But not only that, it's far more impressive than imagined. And for the guy who purposely killed off Vegeta on Namek because fans requested Toriyama not to do it, he sure as hell gave Vegeta glorious spotlight in Daima. After seeing Vegeta reveal his Super Saiyan 3 form against Tamagami 2 in episode 12 in his kid form, which was an incredible episode by the way, it seemed like that was the prince's only moment for Dragon Ball Daima, as it was only a 20 episode series. However, in episode 19, after Gloria wishes for Vegeta and the others to be returned to their adult states, Vegeta takes the front line and activates Super Saiyan 3 once again, but this time in a state we've all been wanting to see since forever. Adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, getting his true shine one-on-one with King Goma, and once again saving the honor of the Super Saiyan 3 transformation after Goma crushed Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the previous episode. Yes, Goku's demonstrations of the Super Saiyan forms including Super Saiyan 3 was amazing and all, but Vegeta already saved it in that fight, alright? No one would care about Super Saiyan 3 during his demonstration if Vegeta wasn't already badass in the form moments before. But just how strong is Vegeta when he returns back to his adult form at his full power? And why did his performance redeem Super Saiyan 3 once again after Goku got the humiliating first person view seeing Goma assassinate him? But adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is far stronger than many think. Like this video if you love adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Let's see how many fans he's got. I think he stole the show, along with Bulma bath time. When, how, and why did Vegeta canonically unlock Super Saiyan 3 for the first time before Dragon Ball Daima? This is one of the most surprising turn of events in Dragon Ball Daima episode 12, where Vegeta reveals his true power and showcases Super Saiyan 3 to defeat Tamagami number 2 and win the Dragon Ball during the Demon World adventure with Goku and Piccolo. And Vegeta is finally Super Saiyan 3, and it's canonical to the story of Dragon Ball, not just like Raging Blast, but in the actual story itself. Insane times. Now, during the fight between Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta and Tamagami 2, never uses his magic to give Tamagami a boost in power, and he overwhelms Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, causing the Saiyan Prince to focus and unleash his sleep-in Super Saiyan 3 power. Where Tamagami was able to easily best Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, he could no longer detect a Super Saiyan 3's movements, leading to an easy victory by Vegeta. What's interesting about Vegeta's performance is that after a few minutes of fighting, Vegeta was casually sustaining Super Saiyan 3. He wasn't out of breath in any way, he was fighting with his arms folded, giving a nod to Vegito. This fight was easy. Super Saiyan 3 was easy for him. This means the form has either been practiced for a while between the Buu Saga and Daima, or Vegeta is truly a prodigy and has higher potential than Goku when it comes to utilizing forms. Or both. Now Vegeta has been able to go Super Saiyan 1, 2, God, Blue, the same as Goku, so there's no valid explanation as to why he doesn't have the potential to wield Super Saiyan 3 despite being astronomically stronger in Daima than he is in the Buu Saga, and way stronger in Dragon Ball Super. Now Super Saiyan 3 is simply a turbocharged Super Saiyan 2. It still follows the golden hair power-up, so it's all about just raw power-ups, and Vegeta is more than capable of that straightforward power-up method. And I do love Super Saiyan 3, even more than Super Saiyan 4, so it's sad to see it go in Super after the pummeling by Beerus, but it's also really cool to see it come back in Daima, and even small moments in the Tournament of Power, which looked really cool visually, and Daima brought back just how badass it actually was back in Z. So when exactly did Vegeta tap into Super Saiyan 3 before Daima? Because obviously Vegeta wields 3 like it's already been tested previously, it's no surprise to him. Well, Dragon Ball Daima takes place in age 775, which is 1 year after the end of the Buu Saga and Dragon Ball Z and 3 years before Dragon Ball Super. This is confirmed in the first episode of Daima, where the group celebrates Trunks' 9th birthday. This means Vegeta unlocks Super Saiyan 3 within 1 year after seeing Goku use it in the Buu Saga. During the Majin Buu Saga, Goku demonstrated Super Saiyan 3 in front of Buu and admitted he had barely tested it out. We find out that it was a form in which he first obtained in the Otherworld. It's safe to say Goku discovered Super Saiyan 3 in the last year of his training in Otherworld, because if Otherworld gives a fighter a lot of stamina and conditioning buffs, there's no reason Goku wouldn't have spammed the hell out of it during his training, just to see how far he can go. So transforming against Buu, it was still relatively new for him. But what about Vegeta in the Buu Saga? Did he have what it took to become Super Saiyan 3? We learn Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 power before the Majin boost clears the Cell Saga, as that was his training goal during his 7 years of training, to surpass the levels of Cell and Gohan. Kakarot was no longer his goal, he was dead. He even directly challenged Gohan during the 25th tournament announcement, making it clear he's the strongest now, even confident that his base form could solo the tournament, which included a Super Namekian Piccolo. But after the Majin boost, his Super Saiyan 2 power rose to Goku's level of Super Saiyan 2, and despite them being equal in their fight, he still didn't have the capability to transform into Super Saiyan 3 at that point in the Buu Saga. And why is that? It couldn't be due to his strength levels in the Buu Saga overall, as he was the same as Goku in base form and Super Saiyan 2, so it's what I like to call extra juice in the tank, that Goku found a way to tap into those secret reserves of a Saiyan body, where Vegeta couldn't find a method to unlock his tank during the Buu Saga, but definitely had it deep down. Goku already had a head start tapping into Super Saiyan 3. In the anime, he even showed it to Goten and Trunks, which helped them transform into Super Saiyan 3 as a fusion. Now, from a visual aid, Goten and Trunks learned Super Saiyan 3, but their raw potential is so much higher than Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan that their whole character is being able to elevate their power extremely fast compared to others, so it's no doubt they had the body to do it as Gotenks, but seeing Goku do it from a technical standpoint, a visual standpoint, help them know how to. Of course, the manga doesn't have that demonstration, but Vegeta did learn of Super Saiyan 3 in the other world, or Yama's check-in station, but was still unable to transform into Super Saiyan 3 during the fight with Kid Buu, because if he could have, he definitely would have. He only witnessed it from the other realm. This means Vegeta didn't or couldn't simply learn it visually like Goten and Trunks, and he would have to put his mind and body into training to learn it. There's also the argument that after the Vegito fusion, Vegeta would have knowledge of Goku's abilities since they did become one and did share the same experience as Vegeta, who had the brain and knew everything of Goku and Vegeta together, including Super Saiyan 3. Also, it's not a dream state in fusion as some like the headcanon, as Goten and Trunks knew everything they did precisely with a time limit in the fusion and planned everything before going back into the fusion. They are fully aware in fusion, and maybe there's some sort of unspoken warrior rule where Vegeta wouldn't even think to use Goku's Kamehameha after separating him, but if he did somehow take aboard Goku's combat knowledge and use of techniques, that would include how to become a Super Saiyan 3. Of course, marketing would never allow Vegeta to use a Kamehameha or instant transmission constantly like Goku in the story, unless it's a one-off in Dragon Ball Super, which was fine by the way. Goku has Ultra Instinct, Vegeta has Ultra Ego, different pathways of power. It's cool to have differences. You know, everyone has a unique style. We could break Dragon Ball using theories like this, but if he did understand how to do it in the Buu Saga, he still couldn't do it, not because he was weaker, but because he needed more training to find out a way to tap into that extra stack of power buried within. Which means the fusion itself could have helped escalate Vegeta's knowledge of Super Saiyan 3 to train for it after the Buu Saga, because it's not like he would walk up to Goku and ask how to become Super Saiyan 3 directly. He always finds his own way to ascend with his own efforts because that's the warrior he is, and plus there's no evidence he did ask Goku how to become Super Saiyan 3, so there's that to consider as well. As far as we know, Vegeta soloed the training and became Super Saiyan 3 in 1 year or less than after the Buu Saga, proving he had the body to do it and more some. The question is, why would Vegeta unlock Super Saiyan 3 if the form has weaknesses that Vegeta knew of in the Buu Saga after Goku told him? Well, it's simple. Super Saiyan 3 was never a weakness in the Buu Saga. That's a huge misconception. It's what kept Goku and Gotenks in the fight to begin with. Without that, they'd be dead already. Who's at fault? What's at fault? Well, it's Goku and the fusion time of Gotenks. Gotenks could have beaten Super Buu if the fusion didn't wear off. Not Super Saiyan 3's fault. They simply weren't strong enough to handle 3 for that level for the full duration of fusion. It's their fault they gambled their own fusion time for Super Saiyan 3 in order to stay alive in the fight. Same with Goku. Don't blame Super Saiyan 3. Blame Goku's weak-ass body for not being able to handle that power in the Buu Saga. It's easier to handle later on, like when Goku fought Baby for the second time. He had his tail back, it was stabilized. Goku got used to his kid body even more, but it was far too early in the Buu Saga for Goku's body. And let's be honest, he did try not to use that form whenever he could because he knew how much it would cost him. But when you've got a regen hack like Buu, the total opposite to Goku's body during Super Saiyan 3, one's a regen hack, one's a stamina drain at that time, but you need all the power you can. So I don't really care about Super Saiyan 3 doesn't get any big win, because that's not the point. Goku was too weak to use a monstrously awesome form, that's the truth. Coming off Z, Super Saiyan 3 was always prestigious to me. I couldn't wait to use that form in Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. Good times. So why did Vegeta unlock it? Well, first of all, because he can, because he's a Saiyan, but also because he realized he was strong enough to use it at this point, closing in on Daima. Super Saiyan 3 was actually a massive advantage if you could use it, and Vegeta knew this. He acknowledged the power of Super Saiyan 3 against Kid Buu, despite Goku not being good enough for it. He overestimated Goku, not Super Saiyan 3. And at the very least, having it available as an emergency DLC power such as against an amped Tamagami is always handy, better to have it at the ready than not at all. Super Saiyan 3 coming off Z was the form, the badass transformation that had its own movie in Wrath of the Dragon and smoked Ultimate Gohan, getting the big win in a movie and an awesome send-off to the Z version of Super Saiyan 3. Never underestimate Z's Super Saiyan 3. I'll accept no Super Saiyan 3 bashing, only the bashing of the weak-ass body that can't use it. Don't blame the 200-kilogram bar for draining your energy at the gym after a few minutes. How about you blame yourself and get your ass stronger to use it in the first place? The Super Exciting Guide states Super Saiyan 3 is Super Saiyan 2 strength times 4. Apart from Super Saiyan 1's 50 times multiplier in the Daizenshu that is worked out from battle powers, set form multipliers don't exist in verse or in any other official guide except the Super Exciting Guide. The Daizenshu doesn't give us numbers for Super Saiyan 3, instead it gives us a story description which actually links better to the lore and other sources of Dragon Ball media in understanding how strong Super Saiyan 3 as a form actually is, what it does. And even though the Super Exciting Guide gives us a 4 times Super Saiyan 2, I think it's fair to utilize both, meaning it's 4 times Super Saiyan 2 but with some other inverse conditions, varying that answer depending on the fighter, that being Vegeta. Super Saiyan 3 in the Daizenshu is stated to draw out the hidden power of a Saiyan to its limits. That's supported by other official material like certain scripts of Dragon Ball Z, Raging Blast, Boo's Fury, that to become Super Saiyan 3, the Saiyan must push hard to find that energy deep inside them, extracting every drop of power from their Saiyan blood. Meaning this isn't a set 4 times increase because every Saiyan is different in terms of their potential, and this is dependent on how much hidden power is found within the Saiyan blood of each Saiyan. So when you put Goku and Vegeta side by side and ask yourself who has the most potential in their Saiyan blood, the answer is Vegeta. He was born with a higher battle power than Goku, possesses more natural strength and potential, can learn techniques and other mind, body and spirit requirements much faster than Goku, and has proven to evolve and utilize multiple transformations better than Goku that they both share, and let me give you a crash course on what they are. Let's start with Oozaru. Goku's Oozaru doesn't even come close to Vegeta's mastery of that form. Vegeta's raw strength in the Saiyan Saga eclipsed Goku's, and even after he Kaioken times 4, Goku and King Kai knew Goku had lost. In terms of a one-on-one battle, Vegeta only got pissed a low-class Saiyan pushed a prince that far. Goku's body was toast and would have died by attrition if Vegeta wasn't so damn angry, and if Vegeta could sense battle power, which he couldn't. He didn't realize Goku used all of his power in the Kaioken times 4, but Goku knew. Then we have Super Saiyan 2, which Vegeta has proven to surpass Goku's Super Saiyan 3 in Battle of Gods. Yes, Goku mastered Super Saiyan in the Cell games, but for Vegeta to ascend his Super Saiyan 2 power beyond Super Saiyan 3, utilizing a similar technique that Trunks used in the Goku Black arc and Vegeta's End of Z DLC power-up, it goes to show you that mastering Super Saiyan 1 is no longer a Goku-only thing, because Vegeta did it in Super Saiyan 2. And then we have Super Saiyan Blue, where Goku stacked Kaioken on top, which is not evolving Blue directly. He simply trained to be able to handle multiple abilities at once, whereas Vegeta directly evolved Blue into Blue Evolved in both manga and anime, something which Goku, even though he mastered it against Zamasu, he did not evolve it to Blue Evolve. He's never been able to reach that level. And also as a bonus, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta was performing better against Omega Shenron in close quarters combat, despite Goku receiving 2 massive Super Saiyan 4 ritual buffs throughout the series, one in the Baby Saga, one in the Shadow Dragon Saga, and Vegeta received none, showcasing either his base was naturally stronger by the time he got to Super Saiyan 4, or Super Saiyan 4 unlocked more hidden power from Vegeta's Saiyan blood than Goku's Super Saiyan 4 did, either way resulting in Vegeta being superior when both had the same forms. The deal breaker was Super Saiyan 4, and Vegeta knew that, as before that, Baby stated Vegeta's body was the mightiest power. Goku was only kept around as a punch bag for Baby's own revenge plans. And now Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Daima, Vegeta utilizing it in a 6-year-old body without any stamina drain or issues, and Goku's adult body couldn't even do that. Vegeta was fighting with his arms folded and didn't break a sweat whilst breathing through his nose. And we'll get to more on Super Saiyan 3 in a second. But the point being, Vegeta has more potential and hidden power in his Saiyan blood, and by default, if Super Saiyan 3 is stated to draw out the Saiyan's hidden power to its limit, that means Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 draws out more than Goku's by character concept alone. Goku got to where he was through multiple mentors and hard work. Goku even acknowledged that natural difference between himself and Vegeta when they first met. Akira Toriyama made it loud and clear in the Saiyan Saga. Goku's power comes from the results of his extra hard work than it does from the little to no real hidden power, combined with situational advantages like other world training and power-ups that come from those situational advantages. whereas Vegeta's power comes from the results of his hard work plus his hidden potential deep within when he finally finds a way to tap into that. So is Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 stronger than Goku Super Saiyan 3? Yes, it is. Even if Goku and Vegeta are equal in base forms in Super Saiyan 1 and 2, they won't be equal in Super Saiyan 3 because the actual story and official material states Super Saiyan 3 is dependent on each Saiyan's individual potential deep within. And the Super Exciting guide distanced itself from that with a linear increase, but because it's still official secondary material, it could be used as a benchmark of 4 times on average. For example, Goku up to 4 times because he's a low-class Saiyan, but Vegeta way above 4 times because he has that royal blood. The fact the intro narration about Goku having unparalleled strength was removed from episode 12 before Vegeta went Super Saiyan 3 is like putting a stamp on the Dragon Ball material that Vegeta is now top of the mountain at this point. The only other bit of dialogue that comes from Dragon Ball Daima is when the Supreme Kai, he says as far as he knows Goku is the strongest. Pay attention because Supreme Kai only knows about Super Saiyan 3 Goku fighting Kid Buu. He knows nothing about Vegeta unlocking Super Saiyan 3 now too, which is why he says as far as he knows. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta was a surprise to everyone including Goku. And that was always the deal breaker why it was said Goku was stronger than Vegeta in the Buu Saga and Daima. Super Saiyan 3. Without that exclusive VIP pass to Super Saiyan 3, Goku now has to share the locker and shower room with Vegeta, who now has Super Saiyan 3, and Goku from now on will pick up the soap whenever Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta tells him to do it. But where are Goku and Vegeta's base forms in general during the Dragon Ball Daima events? If we were going to limit ourselves from official lore of Super Saiyan 3 and just use a supporting material of a set multiplier of ×4 from Super Saiyan 2, how can we gauge Goku and Vegeta roughly, despite us not seeing Super Saiyan 3 Goku in action yet? Well, that's easy. During episode 1 of Dragon Ball Daima, Goku and Vegeta spar in base forms. Their base form skirmish was equal. They clashed a Gallic Gun and Kamehameha, where Goku's Kamehameha pushed back at the Gallic Gun. This was immediately followed by a tense-faced Vegeta, loosening up during the beam struggle and then smiling, meaning he was comfortable, found his rhythm, and began to push back. However, didn't see the outcome of the beam struggle because Goku slipped away and punched Vegeta from the side. That is not a display of who is stronger, but a display of who bested who during a specific moment of a skirmish. That's how fighting works. Just because you hit someone doesn't mean you're stronger. We just didn't see the end result of that training session in Daima, but we do know Mr. Popo kept watching and said they seemed to be having so much fun. Let's talk about the Majin power-up. Babidi's magic is stated to specifically penetrate deep into the evil heart and draw out the hidden powers beyond their limits. Essentially what this means, the fighter is made stronger by whatever evil is within them, and that's amplified, as Majin Vegeta was basically the embodiment of early Z Vegeta gone Super Saiyan. The difference between Babidi's magic drawing out hidden power compared to Super Saiyan 3 drawing out hidden power is that one is from the evil within, the other is from every drop of Saiyan blood, a massive difference. The boost from Majin was like a DLC pack of power using the remaining evil in Vegeta's heart. But the majority of his own Super Saiyan 2 power came from himself as a Saiyan. Like, Goku's light heart aside, if we use the concept of Babidi drawing out hidden power on someone like Goku, without the evil part, he's not drawing out Goku's Super Saiyan 3 level of power during the Buu Saga using his magic. That's not the same type of hidden power. Babidi's magic is conditional. Now let's look at Goku and Vegeta's training conditions since the end of the Cell games. Goku trained for 7 years in Otherworld and 1 year on Earth. Up to 1 year, depending on how long Daima is after the Buu Saga. Sometimes he was with Vegeta. Vegeta trained for 8 years on just Earth. Sometimes in Goku in recent times. Of course, this is the case as he unlocked Super Saiyan 3 without Goku knowing, and absolutely tested it a few times to be as good as he was in Daima, without Goku even being alerted to the power-up, like how Super Saiyan 3 was sensed from the Supreme Kai world, meaning he either did it whilst Goku was in the middle of powering up his Super Saiyan 3 where he's distracted by his own power, or Vegeta went into a different dimension to train, but I'm not sure the time chamber is even fixed yet. Maybe it is. I thought it was done during the Universe 6 tournament, but it wouldn't be a far stretch to see Vegeta using the time chamber post-Buu. But again, I don't think it's fixed, and either way, it's all about the surprise of Vegeta using Super Saiyan 3 in Daima, so it doesn't really matter how and where he learned it and kept it secret, he just has. Simple as that. But in terms of training time, the gap between Cell Saga Vegeta and Goku was apparent. There was a gap between Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta pre-Majin and Super Saiyan 2 Goku in the Buu Saga that was showcased during the Yakon fight, albeit not even close to their gap in the Cell games, where Super Vegeta wasn't even close to grade 4 mastered Super Saiyan Goku. Meaning in the 7 years training on just Earth, Vegeta closed a gap on Goku despite Goku having other world perks of training, that being no tiredness, can train non-stop, an immortal body essentially, whereas Vegeta has to rest, when he gets beat up he gets tired, is susceptible to be immortal. Basically, from a Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 2 comparison, Vegeta's solo training on Earth gave better results to close the Cell Saga gap, even if Goku was still stronger as a Super Saiyan 2 in the Buu Saga pre-Majin Vegeta. Of course, Super Saiyan 3 is the deal breaker yet again, but even Goku was hesitant to use it at any time knowing his body was not ready for it, unlike Vegeta's in Daima. After Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 amp from the Majin boost made him equal to Super Saiyan 2 Goku, he then continued to train after the Buu Saga on Earth along with Goku, who no longer had other world cheat code training conditions, and in this time he made sure Goku was not number 1. Not just in base form, Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 2, but also the deal breaker is now gone. Vegeta has Super Saiyan 3. If Goku never trained in other world for 7 years and stayed on Earth, training alone, his Super Saiyan 2 power in the Buu Saga would not be at the level it was due to the mortal disadvantages, and he would not have Super Saiyan 3 as it was unlocked from otherworldly conditions, or in Gotenks' case, a fused power. But Vegeta learned Super Saiyan 3 on Earth, and he's not a fused warrior. So who has the higher potential again? Not Goku. So imagine Vegeta was in Otherworld after Cell, and Goku was on Earth. Imagine Vegeta came back for one day. You know, plot aside, he would have made Yakon explode in just Super Saiyan 1 without momentarily amping to Super Saiyan 2. Easy. So let's fast forward again to Daima. It was stated a few times since Tamagami 3 that Goku has adapted to the demon world, just not used to their smaller body, which Goku has overcome now. However, when Vegeta was fighting Tamagami number 2, he clearly stated he still wasn't used to his smaller body, meaning in episode 12, Goku has a situational advantage over Vegeta in terms of being more accustomed to a smaller body because, let's be honest, he's been in the demon world longer and has been in multiple fights. Vegeta has done a few squats on the lookout and sat in a spaceship until Super Saiyan 3, that's all. And despite that unfamiliarity with a smaller body, Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 was far more stable and dominating than Goku's Super Saiyan 3 has ever been. He's a prodigy, not to mention that damn Kraken. Goku confirmed the Kraken was above anything he could do. He was terrified even when teaming up with Vegeta. The Kraken was stronger than anything Goku could do, as well as the Buu Saga itself, and Vegeta made it flee after breaking out of its mouth. His Super Saiyan 3 would have made grilled octopus enough to serve the entire demon realm. Even if the Tamagami are the same strength, Vegeta wasn't just fighting a Tamagami. He was trying to survive a Buu Saga level Kraken and Never's magic amp to the Tamagami. He was triple teamed, and the Tamagami kept Vegeta underwater, which is a clear disadvantage against Saiyans. But not only that, is the Tamagami's preferred fighting location. Look at his weapon. He's the Aquaman Tamagami. It's obvious. Vegeta was at a massive disadvantage in terms of numbers, location, and familiarity with his smaller body. So there's no doubt he didn't finish the Tamagami in Super Saiyan 2 as quick as Goku did. But then there's still the theory that each Tamagami gets stronger as they go along, where Tamagami 1 is the strongest that fought Majin Buu. Either way, Goku's performance against the Tamagami in Super Saiyan 2 is not even a fair comparison to the odds Vegeta faced at the same time. Not only that, Vegeta didn't even crave a stamina recovery item after using Super Saiyan 3 in a mortal body. Whether he likes insects or not, he would have taken one if it was damn well needed. And as for Goku, the guy has gone into a deep sweat every time he turns off Super Saiyan 3 in the past. So I guess it's fair to bring in Battle of Gods because in that, enraged Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta surpassed Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And as Daima is all officially connected to the Dragon Ball Super events, it makes sense as how 3 more years after Daima, Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 and Goku's Super Saiyan 3 were relative to each other until Vegeta got enraged and full-on surpassed Super Saiyan 3 Goku. When both Goku and Vegeta consistently train on Earth, solo for the most part, Vegeta surpasses Goku in raw talent. And we don't even need to use this, but I will just for the overkill. Vegeta obtained Super Saiyan God through all the hard work and training with Whis, not through the same methods as Goku in the ritual. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is a DLC video game story, proving once again it's normal for Vegeta to surpass Goku given the same training conditions. The time chamber with Gohan was a condition that benefited Goku and Gohan because they trained together and learned the art of keeping Super Saiyan active, but it was Vegeta's own decision in training methods that held him back at that time, not his actual potential. That's the difference. Let's not even forget the first time both of them went Super Saiyan 1. Vegeta was far behind Goku's base form on Namek, and even when Frieza and King Cold showed up on Earth, Goku had Yardrat training and was still stronger than Vegeta. But when the android showed up, Piccolo outright stated Vegeta had become stronger than Super Saiyan Goku, and he was not comparing the heart virus Goku to Vegeta, he was comparing the strongest Goku he knew and trained with for 3 years straight, who had no heart virus symptoms. Vegeta closed that base form gap training on his own for the androids, and his Super Saiyan form was above Goku's. Ultra Ego is basically the final nail in the coffin to Vegeta's potential power. Being superior to Goku's, all you have to do is read the Granola arc, and you'll get moments where even Vegeta's Blue Evolved does better than Ultra Instinct Goku against Granola. And it's normal for Goku and Vegeta to surpass each other, but more often than not, Goku surpasses Vegeta because he has help or a situational advantage, like he gets the newest form. But Vegeta always closes new gaps and surpasses Goku, and this is pretty much proven when Goku gets the crap beat out of him in Dragon Ball Super Superhero by Vegeta, despite Goku being able to use Ultra Instinct traits in his base form. Vegeta doesn't use Ultra Ego in base form, and he still won. Just like he did in the Saiyan Saga one-on-one. Just like he did in the Buu Saga after Goku dropped his guard like an idiot. Vegeta wanted to go off and fight Buu by himself, so taking Goku out of the picture was his plan. He executed his plan by knocking out Goku. It's a win. Another win Vegeta had over Goku in GT was a small one, but it was still a win, where he challenged Goku on the bridge after the Baby Saga. They powered up, squared up, was about to fight, and Goku quit. A win is a win. So Vegeta is 4-0 in my book in official Dragon Ball anime releases. 5-0 if you count the end of Z DLC where Vegeta wanted to keep fighting but Goku didn't. In episode 10 of Dragon Ball Daima, when Goku and Vegeta linked up, Goku acknowledged Vegeta was a strong guy, but he made it clear Vegeta wasn't the strongest because Goku knew what the deal breaker was at the time. Super Saiyan 3. And without that advantage anymore, Vegeta is the strongest Super Saiyan 3 by concept alone of drawing out his superior hidden power. And if we go with just the 4 times multiplier from Super Saiyan 2, then Goku at best is on par with Vegeta. In terms of performance, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is more dominant and effective than any previous version of Super Saiyan 3 Goku, except Wrath of the Dragon, but that's still debatable. And when Goku does pull out Super Saiyan 3 in Daima, which will no doubt be soon, or showcases a higher level of power or even a new form, we'll go from there and reassess the situation, as power jumps can happen at any time when the plot requires them to. Just watch the Buu Saga for a perfect demonstration of plot versus scaling. But as of right now, Vegeta and Goku's base forms are equal, based on the Buu Saga and Daima, but Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 is the strongest and superior version because Vegeta is naturally stronger than Goku by official confirmation in the lore and how Super Saiyan 3 works in terms of what the transformation means. I'm going to debunk the downplay on Vegeta because he asked for a revive bug from Goku in episode 17. Some want you to believe that Goku and Vegeta have been through the exact same at this point, which is false. Goku started out fighting Majin Buu in episode 17, who is insanely weaker than King Goma, so it's absolutely no competition with how much power Vegeta would have to exert to stay in a fight against a superior Goma compared to Goku using his power against Buu. Vegeta was already fighting Goma before Goku got involved. Vegeta got bulldozed as a singular target before Goku stepped in with everybody else as a group and wasn't targeted, but instead shared the bulldozing and blasts, along with Vegeta again, which meant Vegeta took additional losses in power. So it's no doubt Vegeta is down for this moment, where Goku can then step in and get his shiny moment with Super Saiyan 3. Buu and Tamagami took the blast, they stepped in whilst Goku was simply being held. So no, Goku was not superior in episode 17, that's debunked. Goku actually confirms the difficulty of having to use Super Saiyan 3 before he transforms against Goma. Still, even to this point after the Buu arc, many months later, Goku refers to Super Saiyan 3 and says, "I guess I ain't got a choice," whilst looking all messed up. Why is this confirmation? Because admitting you have no choice to use something means you've been trying everything you can not to use it. The way Goku says it heavily suggests Goku shouldn't even be using Super Saiyan 3 at all unless his hands are tied and desperately needs it. He was transforming into Super Saiyan 3 after hesitation, as well as being worried that it might cost him, as it would be this double-edged sword due to his weak Saiyan genetics not being cut out for Super Saiyan 3 even at this point. I guess I ain't got a choice. Really, Goku? It's always been your choice. It's a form part of your arsenal, right? For nearly a year after the Buu arc, you've got as much choice to use it as you do as Super Saiyan 1 or 2, right? Unless, of course, Super Saiyan 3 is a problem for you, which you're clearly admitting here because you're saying, I guess I ain't got a choice. Now you take Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3 against Tamagami number 2, it's irrelevant if it's a weaker enemy, but the fact is, Vegeta didn't even hesitate, and didn't give any drama about becoming Super Saiyan 3. He simply realized that Tamagami was next level up and he should just go next level up too to deal with the situation, as a Saiyan warrior would do, because it's in his arsenal. It wasn't a Goku mentality of, I have to use this form that I've been trying not to use. No, it was a case of, so, this Tamagami guy is pretty strong, so let's keep raising the power to deal with it. There was no concern, no worrying. The expression into Super Saiyan 3 said it all for both fighters. Vegeta was like, whatever man, let's just go Super Saiyan 3. Oh no! I've got no choice. I've got no... I guess I've got no choice. Goku is still a drama queen when he needs to use Super Saiyan 3, but Vegeta just gets on with shit like it's his daily chores around the house. Goku made it loud and clear he's backed into a corner to use a form he isn't really comfortable using, but Vegeta just does it. No fuss, he looked comfortable. A smooth power escalation in battle, going up the levels of Super Saiyan on the go during the fight. It was a natural progression in transformation as characters do in Dragon Ball. Goku was holding on to Super Saiyan 1 for dear life. He really didn't want to transform. And even if you wanted to say they're the same level of power, okay, let's just go with that. Keep it linear, let's use the 4 times increase. But then, if Goku could lift a mountain and shoulder press it 5 times, but Vegeta lifts the same mountain and presses it 10 times, Vegeta is stronger overall because he lifted that weight more times, even if it's the same weight for both. The fact Vegeta's body could handle that mountain more times makes him stronger overall to exert that power longer. The body is stronger to do that. It's not all about strength, it's about endurance and stamina to maintain that power too. That is overall power, thus making him a superior Super Saiyan 3. But I mean, would it even be a surprise if Vegeta's lower form is stronger than Goku's higher form? We've seen it multiple times throughout Dragon Ball. In Battle of Gods, he ascended his Super Saiyan 2 power beyond Super Saiyan 3. We also saw an example in the Granola arc of how his Super Saiyan Blue performed better than Ultra Instinct against Granola. In the End of Z DLC for Kakarot, we see Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta ascend his power and is able to make Goku tap out to not want to fight anymore. So of course in this video, even though I'm talking about kids Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, there's still a massive case to be made that full power Super Saiyan 3 adult Vegeta could stand up to adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, based on the performances and the facts about Vegeta's lowered power in this story of Dragon Ball Daima, and if not match Super Saiyan 4, he would definitely make sure Goku works for it. Let's first talk about base Vegeta's power in Daima. It was never outright stated that the characters in Daima lost their overall maximum power before, when they turned into kids. It was simply showcased they needed to get used to their smaller bodies initially, which was portrayed and stated they overcome along with the Demon World atmosphere. Goku and Vegeta's power was never downplayed, and their rank of strongest warriors in the universe was never questioned when they became kids, so it's nobody's fault to assume their power didn't change along the way. They are so damn strong anyway. However, in Daima episode 19, it clearly concluded that Goku and Vegeta took an absolute massive hit to their power when being shrunk down at the start of Daima. That's how strong they've become since the Buu Saga. And that's something completely different from Dragon Ball GT, because where it seems Daima Goku retains the stamina to use Super Saiyan 3 better than in GT it's also stated multiple times Goku loses 0 power and retains all of the power in his body and only loses the stamina for Super Saiyan 3. So it's very backwards. Daima Goku loses power when he's a kid but retains the stamina, whereas GT Goku loses stamina but retains the power. But just what is the difference in power from base form kid Vegeta to adult base form Vegeta? The answer is a hell of a lot, potentially a Super Saiyan 4 multiplier of power, and here's why. In episode 17, Vegeta fought Goma first, who was astronomically stronger than Majin Buu that Goku first squared up against, meaning Vegeta used more Super Saiyan power to stand up to Goma to stay alive, and also took more damage individually. Then when Goku stepped in to help, he had everybody else's help, including Vegeta's, where damage was then shared between 8 or so fighters, bearing in mind Vegeta had already taken a huge amount of damage on his own. Which explains why in episode 18, he was the only one incapable of getting back to his feet in time to help assist Kid Super Saiyan 4 Goku fight Goma, and he would have if he could have. Vegeta was on the bones of his ass in terms of damage and energy. However, when Never gave Goku a magic forced mutation to Super Saiyan 4, Goku seemingly repaired the small amounts of damage already made to him. He was a fresh Kid Super Saiyan 4 Goku and took on Goma and able to bury him with a Kamehameha. It should be noted that Goma was still able to hold some ground against Kid Super Saiyan 4 Goku, even surprising Super Saiyan 4 Goku initially by preventing his Kamehameha with extreme speed, after Goma already dealt with Glorio and Piccolo, who tried to hold him off Goku. Anyway, it's not enough. The third eye brings Goma back into the fight, this time as a giant with even more power from the third eye compared to before, and he basically hits Goku back like the helpless child that he was, and took the energy of Super Saiyan 4 away. Where does Vegeta come in all this? Well, considering since the time Vegeta fought Goma in episode 17 alone, Goma had already increased in power multiple times through the third eye, and then more some against Kid Super Saiyan 4 Goku, plus a giant form now on top. Why is this important? Because base adult Vegeta steps in and beats the living hell out of giant Goma. Yes, to the point he was still getting used to his adult body once again, and was evading everything in the process until he done so. And once confirmed he got used to his body again, he winded the hell out of Goma, blocking Goma's double clap attack as a giant, using just base form, and he jumps to Super Saiyan 1 to kick him in the dick. What's important about this is that Vegeta was already fighting on an empty tank, as Piccolo directly stated that just because we've all grown to adults again, we still retain all the damage from before, meaning that Kid Vegeta that couldn't get it from before suffered so much damage and energy loss that the adult buff alone is enough to make him overpower giant Goma. That's right, adult base Vegeta was fighting at the bottom of the barrel in terms of his own energy, even tapping into Super Saiyan 3 in that condition, and lay the smackdown on King Goma like nobody else has done, overpowering the third eye with a final flash and a clear, decisive beam struggle win. It's obvious the third eye has some sort of infinite energy immortality hack, as he's clearly no match for Vegeta in terms of power. Base Vegeta was already overpowering Goma. Super Saiyan 3 was absolutely untouchable, until Vegeta was starting to run out of steam, which was not, and I repeat, not a direct outcome from Super Saiyan 3. That's completely false. He was already out of energy and fully damaged in base form. Every single form in Dragon Ball switches off the body when severely weakened in general. Vegeta wields Super Saiyan 3 like a pro, without the stamina issues from it. He looked amazing in battle. There was nothing stated in regards to Super Saiyan 3 affecting Vegeta's stamina in a negative way compared to any other form. He doesn't suffer that. Case in point, he's just superior to Goku and Gotenks in using Super Saiyan 3's energy. We cannot transfer Goku's own weakness in handling Super Saiyan 3 to Vegeta's performance, who's an entirely different character. Remember, in the Buu Saga, it wasn't Super Saiyan 3's fault, it was Goku's fault. Too early to use it. And to think we got that amazing performance out of adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta when he was already weakened before transforming really goes to show what he would be capable of at 100% fuel. It's no joke. So if base Vegeta did better than Kid Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he didn't even struggle, then we can apply a bog standard super exciting guy multiplier for Super Saiyan 3 on top of Vegeta's base form, making him at least 400 times superior to Kid Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But it could be way higher due to the fact that Zensui states, and also lore in general, that Super Saiyan 3 draws out the Saiyan's power from the blood to the utmost limit, meaning Super Saiyan 3 would do more for Vegeta than Goku because it's officially stated and documented Vegeta has higher Saiyan potential since birth and in genetics than Goku. So what is the kid to adult multiplier, as it's clear there was a massive drop? Well, it's simple. If Goku and Vegeta were equal in base form, Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, as also shown in Daima, and since it's just after the Buu Saga, all we need is a rough Super Saiyan 4 multiplier from Kid Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Daima version of Super Saiyan 4. At least in Kid form, could be multiple options of multipliers, but as a mid-ball, it's likely dozens above Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku based on his power performance from Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which puts base Kid Goku to Super Saiyan 4 Kid Goku around tens of thousands multiplier on a wild guess. And that means base Kid Vegeta to adult base Vegeta is also tens of thousands of a multiplier and more some, which is an insane drop in power initially from the Wish. Now it's obvious, episode 20 adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku surpassed adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta because at this point, he's also drained out after his fight with Goma and managed to become a nerfed adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku after his demonstration. And if adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku is at full power along with Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta at full power, both as adults, I don't see it being an astronomical difference. At least for now. Vegeta is just a different beast in Super Saiyan 3 and closes bigger gaps than what Goku could do in the same form. From the Buu Saga, even weakened adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta finger flicks Kid Buu and every other villain in the Buu saga into oblivion. It's even stated by the narrator that Goku is the strongest with unparalleled strength, but if you notice, that intro is always removed when someone stronger appears in the episode, like episode 12 when Vegeta became Super Saiyan 3, meaning Kid Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is greater than Kid Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and even as kids, are still superior to Ultimate Gohan, and could no doubt crush the Buu saga cast in kid form, even with a massive dip of thousands of multipliers just because they've continuously trained since Kid Buu and become extremely more powerful to compensate for that dip and for it to be a detriment to their power in general. But adult forms, nothing in the Buu saga is touching their base power levels. And it's only been no more than a year after the Buu saga, and already in that time, Vegeta has unlocked, mastered, harnessed, and showcased Super Saiyan 3 to levels Goku couldn't even dream of. There's one thing showing it off in a transformation demonstration, but it's another thing to actually put it into action and make it look awesome. Wrath of the Dragon isn't saving you here, Goku. In Daima, Vegeta is the Super Saiyan 3 King. Just imagine what an adult Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta could do at full power in Dragon Ball Daima. And now it's time to ask the most important question about Vegeta. If everything is connected, why didn't he use Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Super from Battle of Gods onwards? Since story-wise, he canonically has Super Saiyan 3 at his disposal. So first of all, address the elephant in the room, right? Battle of Gods, the Z movie came out in 2013. It's 12 years old, where the Dragon Ball Super anime started 10 years ago coming this July, where now canonically Vegeta has it despite the reason it was never shown in Super, being he just wasn't written to use it. Did they confirm Vegeta didn't have Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Super? No. That only came from decades of stupid memes about Vegeta not obtaining Super Saiyan 3 after the Buu saga. The only time in the Dragon Ball Super anime that Vegeta spoke about Super Saiyan 3, or not even speak about it but simply laugh at it, was when future Trunks told Vegeta to attack him with the same Super Saiyan 3 power as Goku. To which Vegeta turned straight to blue because it's superior in every way to Super Saiyan 3. If Vegeta wanted to gradually test the waters with Trunks, he would have went Super Saiyan God. But he went straight to blue, not as an admission he can't go Super Saiyan 3, but to show his strongest superior form from the get-go. Even during the end of Z, Vegeta never said anything about not obtaining Super Saiyan 3. As fans, we just assumed he never had it. Even though his Super Saiyan 2 was the same level as Goku's in the Buu saga and he kept training for 10 years. Weird, huh? But all we have for End of Z in terms of Vegeta's forms are the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot End of Z DLC that have him use an Amped Super Saiyan 2 form, which is basically Super Saiyan 3 level in Super Saiyan 2. Of course, it's a video game and its own take on the Dragon Ball Z story. It's extra. It's not actually part of the Z anime continuity or manga canon. Now let's look at the inverse reasons in which we apply Super Saiyan 3 to Vegeta's arsenal, but he never used it in situations of battle. Let's start at the beginning of the Dragon Ball Resurgence Battle of Gods. When Goku powered up to Super Saiyan 3, he was demonstrating his levels to Beerus, and the God of Destruction allowed him to do it. The difference with Vegeta surpassing Super Saiyan 3 using just Super Saiyan 2 with a rage boost was not down to the fact Vegeta wanted to show off what he could do as a Saiyan. It was done out of pure emotion based on the situation of Bulma getting backhanded by the purple cat. Vegeta was not simply in the frame of mind to go, right, I'll show you my Super Saiyan 3 because I'm very angry now. That's not how Super Saiyan 3 is even activated. It doesn't simply switch on for Vegeta or Goku whenever they get angry. However, Super Saiyan 1 does, followed by Super Saiyan 2 in the electricity if the rage intensifies. As it's directly stated in previous guides, the Super Saiyan 2 is simply grade 5 Super Saiyan, thus being the same form as Super Saiyan 1, just perfected and stronger. So rage triggering Super Saiyan, in Vegeta's case, would take him to his highest grade of that form, which is Super Saiyan 2, and further amplified by the anger drawing out insane power without turning Super Saiyan 3, because Super Saiyan 3 is all about searching and drawing out every drop of Saiyan power from the blood. There's a method behind it, which isn't rage. It's hard work and a lot of mind, body, and spirit. Even though that anger drew out even more power from Vegeta's blood, it's still a different method. Meaning Vegeta in Battle of Gods after the rage boost could theoretically go Super Saiyan 3, but it depends at that specific moment in time how much hidden potential is still within Vegeta's Saiyan blood. Because every arc, Saiyans have their limits until they find a way to break them for the plot, so it could very well be Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 Enraged in Battle of Gods was his maximum raw Saiyan power at that time, without becoming Super Saiyan 3 visually. He just found a way to harness the power through an emotion. We could say he could stack Super Saiyan 3 on top of it, but the problem is, in Battle of Gods, it was going to do nothing to Beerus. And after facing him briefly, Vegeta knew to stay the hell away afterward, which is where Super Saiyan God came into the picture, and its presence instantly rendered Super Saiyan 3 obsolete. Vegeta knew he had to get to that level of power next. So a form known to suck Goku's power dry because Goku couldn't handle it very well at all, why would someone go back to that if Super Saiyan God does everything so much better and the training of the gods allow them to break down walls that they never would have been able to do if they continued training the old way with raw power? Now Super Saiyan 2 is an exception because it's a well-balanced form, so if Goku and Vegeta wanted to test out an opponent, yes, Super Saiyan 2 is relegated to warm-up form for most of Super, but then again, by the time Goku and Vegeta learn the God forms, Super Saiyan 3 shouldn't be draining any more of their energy because the God forms are far more demanding, yet Goku and Vegeta have stabilized them because they're so damn strong. So why wouldn't they use Super Saiyan 3 as a warm-up form? Well, probably because that's a lot of damn hate to animate by Toei or draw for Toyotaro every single fight, whereas Super Saiyan 2 is way easier, it's Super Saiyan 1 with electricity, and sometimes they even forget to draw the lightning. Not only that, Goku and Vegeta are way more comfortable in Super Saiyan 2 as they've used it longer, and it still looks close to the original Golden Super Saiyan 1 look, which will always be a classic, so perhaps it was simply a decision made out of respect by Toriyama and everyone else. Because imagine Goku and Vegeta completely ditched Super Saiyan 1 and 2 and went straight to 3 for the warm-up. Yes, it would be very intimidating in every battle, the point of Super Saiyan 3, but also seems kind of odd starting out with no eyebrows each time. Though I believe it's all about balance. It's cool to see Super Saiyan 3 used a few more times like they do in the manga, when Goku used it against Trunks in the back garden of Capsule Corp, even though he went to God to end it, showing the massive difference in power. It's pleasant to see it. I love Super Saiyan 3, and when he used it against Toppo and Meris, but I think the Super Saiyan 1 and 2 look, so many fans remember Goku and Vegeta for that look, and it will always take priority as an appearance over Super Saiyan 3 from a writing standpoint. But let's be honest, anytime Super Saiyan 3 did show up in Dragon Ball Super the manga, it was absolutely worthless, forcing Goku to go Super Saiyan God anyway. Even Trunks showed he could amp his Super Saiyan 2 power to Goku's Super Saiyan 3 level, and that's a guy who lives in a terrible future eating 200 calories a day. During the Tournament of Power, Goku showed it off to Cauliflower and Kale. But this next part I think is relevant and can apply to Vegeta. Goku did instruct them, Cauliflower and Kale should be aiming for that level next, not just jump to God forms, meaning Super Saiyan 3 is definitely a level one should be training in to ascend their peak raw power at some point, before moving on to God forms, which makes more sense that Vegeta had Super Saiyan 3 before advancing to Super Saiyan God. He peaked in drawing out the golden power. It's not like there really was an enemy to warm up with Super Saiyan 3 on. They were either even lower in power, making Goku and Vegeta use Super Saiyan 2, or they were extremely powerful, making them jump straight to God mode anyway. As Super Saiyan 3 is stated in the Super Exciting Guide to be 4 times Super Saiyan 2, if we go with that, the power jumps in Dragon Ball Super make a 4 times jump pretty irrelevant when the plot buffs kick in. And by the time Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego were introduced, Super Saiyan God and Blue became the warm-up forms replacing Super Saiyan 2. It is what it is. There is a case about Super Saiyan 3 being stated in the Daizenshu to draw out a Saiyan's hidden power to its limit. So if Goku and Vegeta trained in God forms for so many years, wouldn't Super Saiyan 3 be even stronger now by concept? So shouldn't it be the strongest form if it taps into everything? Well, how it works is that Super Saiyan 3 draws out the raw power of a Saiyan in every drop of their blood to its limit, but their ki isn't controlled in a way the God forms are. God Ki is not just a level of power, it's a divine ki technique by concept because Goku and Vegeta are astronomically stronger, using their ki differently to the golden forms. Don't underestimate the term ki control, that is literally everything when it comes to power. It is the difference maker. Long ago I said Super Saiyan Blue was a Super Saiyan 1 form enhanced by godly ki control, and that's exactly what Super Saiyan God is, a Saiyan using the ki with divine excellence. We haven't seen a combination of Super Saiyan 3 to Super Saiyan God, or if that's even possible, as it could very well be due to Goku and Vegeta's training with Whis. They've already drawn out every ounce of Saiyan power from their blood to the utmost limit. So Super Saiyan 3's ability becomes redundant because they already have access to all the power in every drop of Saiyan blood they have, where Super Saiyan 3 is then only a visual change compared to their stronger forms that use their ki more efficiently. Certain Saiyan perks were stated to stop in Dragon Ball Super, like the Zenkai boost in the Goku Black arc. Goku and Vegeta could no longer get stronger by exploiting that ability to extract more power from their Saiyan blood after being close to death. But they could get stronger still through battle and training itself, which is a different method of enhancing their ki and power. Like Goku going Super Saiyan on Namek is totally different to Super Saiyan in the Cell game, so Vegeta refusing to use the form because of drawbacks no longer is applicable in the story of Super. Instead, it's more to do with just being obsolete. Wrong place, wrong time. Akira Toriyama once said that Super Saiyan 2 and 3 are nothing more than powered up variations of Super Saiyan, where mastering their normal state and just Super Saiyan would raise their power more at less cost, and not need to go Super Saiyan 2 or 3 anymore. And that could simply apply to Vegeta as well, learning to harness the power of Super Saiyan 2 with more of the power deep within instead of just going Super Saiyan 3 visually. It's a journey. Essentially, it's all about the base form and working towards being able to harness every drop of power in their transformations in just base form. That is their ultimate goal as a warrior, as forms are simply temporary, and as the old Kai says, showbiz. If you can control everything in base form, you don't need to transform. However, it should be noted, older forms will always appear in the anime and manga and make movie appearances simply because it's fan service and nostalgic. And that's absolutely fine. What's Dragon Ball without drama and cool moments? But in conclusion, what it realistically comes down to in verse, Vegeta drops unnecessary forms and learns how to use all of his raw power in Super Saiyan 1 or 2. He simply jumps to higher god forms to enhance his ki to next levels if the situation needs it. The fact Vegeta now has Super Saiyan 3 canonically in the continuity of Daima and Super makes no difference to the Super story already there, as Super Saiyan 3 would have made zero difference throughout. But do expect to see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in future Dragon Ball Super manga chapters. I guarantee that will be drawn at some point. So everything is still fine, and we can now all rest easy knowing at some point, shortly after the Buu arc, Vegeta unlocked Super Saiyan 3 to finally end the decades-old joke once and for all. Vegeta now having Super Saiyan 3 in his arsenal as part of the main continuity canon makes the Ultra Ego transformation in Dragon Ball Super a hell of a lot more interesting. What is the link between Ultra Ego and Super Saiyan 3 for Vegeta? Let us begin with Ultra Ego. What exactly is this form, and why does Vegeta appear the way he does? For anybody that says marketing and the whole reason to make a Saiyan with the purple color scheme, okay, we all get that. Different colors and themes for characters have always been there throughout Dragon Ball and do well to separate themselves for the market inside. But I'm not referring to the outside world and how the office deals with this. I'm talking about in verse. Why does Ultra Ego Vegeta portray itself the way it does using lore only? As we all know, Vegeta learned how to harness destruction energy by Beerus, but the form in which Vegeta demonstrates comes from himself using the knowledge of Beerus. It's not something Beerus simply gave to Vegeta to put on like a new pair of leather trousers. No, the form comes directly from Vegeta as a Saiyan, as a warrior, where the purple aura and hair obviously link to destruction energy and that type of aura and ki he is using. As we all know, the hair of Saiyans changes and goes with the ki that they are emitting. Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. It's how Saiyans work. It's pretty straightforward to explain the purple, but that's not all there is to Ultra Ego, because then we have the actual perks of the form aside from the destruction type attacks. These perks actually are drawn out from the body of a Saiyan and are amplified to a new level, that being Vegeta's growth as a Saiyan whilst using the form itself. It should be noted, Vegeta is the one that named it Ultra Ego, not Beerus. In fact, the whole ego aspect of it is not something unique to Beerus or using destruction in general. It's actually unique to just Vegeta at this point, because Ultra Ego is Vegeta's way of becoming the best he can possibly be in battle by getting stronger the more his battle spirit burns bright. And the way his battle spirit burns bright is through damage, which basically is the nature of Saiyans who love to battle. If you remember Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga, he would smile even when hurt. He loved the feel of battle. Getting hurt to him was a thrill. It meant he was going to grow stronger afterward through the Saiyan battle prowess and Zenkai boost. Some believe the damage alone is what makes Ultra Ego grow stronger, but it's not. It's what triggers Vegeta's battle spirit. Whoever uses this form would have a different battle spirit trigger. It's all about Vegeta's thrill of battle, the joy, the pain, which he feels through damage. That's not a God of Destruction technique, but essentially Vegeta found his own way as a Saiyan to use destruction for his own development and growth. Something which Goku should aim to do with Ultra Instinct, and not directly copy Whis, but instead incorporate it into himself as a Saiyan to find his own path. Even Whis instructed Goku to do that, asking Goku what is he really. In that sense, Vegeta is above Goku in terms of his pathway development because he's already incorporated destruction into his Saiyan traits and body, and he's only used it in one arc. He's still in phase 1. Imagine what's to come. So now we get to the no eyebrows. Oh, remember the day Ultra Ego was revealed and everybody said Toyotaro designed him that way as a nod to Super Saiyan 3 because he never had Super Saiyan 3 back then. Oh, how times change. But even so, nobody could make any sense of why Vegeta went all freaky face mode in Ultra Ego similar to Goku in Super Saiyan 3. Some thought maybe it's just a better look than having eyebrows, making it more unique looking, more menacing, intimidating, than simply just switching Vegeta's hair from blue to purple and that's it. But now we actually have in-law confirmation Vegeta has Super Saiyan 3 in his body, meaning when he taps into Ultra Ego, the Super Saiyan 3 power, the characteristics, the perks are definitely part of him overall. He owns it, including the obvious brow change, which is the second biggest obvious change to a Super Saiyan 3 fighter after the hair. So why does the no eyebrows return for Ultra Ego but not any other form of Vegeta? Except Uzaru, but we'll get to that in a minute. Well, it's because Ultra Ego is closer to Vegeta's old school Saiyan roots than Super Saiyan God, Blue, and Evolved. But Super Saiyan 3 is actually just as close to the primal nature of a Saiyan as much as Ultra Ego. You see, Ultra Ego is both godly and primal in the way Vegeta fights. He uses advanced destruction ki, but fights like a gritty warrior as well, up close and personal, taking the hits. Ego is not elegant in movement or battle like Ultra Instinct, where Super Saiyan 3 looks intimidating as hell because the whole point of that form was to look dominating in battle and scare the hell out of the opponent with a primal vibe, to go alongside its power at the time. And what is that primal vibe? Old school Saiyans, the Uzaru. Like how animals in the wild look ugly, scary, in a good way, but to intimidate other animals looking to start shit. Super Saiyan 3 embraces that primal side of a Saiyan just a bit, not fully because Goku, Vegeta, they're still in control of their body as Super Saiyan 3, but their voice, it's deeper, and they're meaner, and they're strong. So it takes on a bit of that primal side of the Saiyans. And that's clearly shown in the Z anime animation sequence when we see the primal Saiyan and Uzaru roaring as Goku digs deep to search for the Saiyan power deep within. It's like Super Saiyan 3 embodies that primal side, a bit of it in humanoid form, where the fighter gets the big brow ridge like an ape. Of course, that's the anime versus the manga events of Ultra Ego, but my point still stands about why Super Saiyan 3 looks beastly in the face is the same that applies to Ultra Ego. And the cool thing is, Vegeta has both. It still makes sense for Vegeta to look as menacing as possible when using Ultra Ego and embracing his Saiyan nature and love for battle. You could argue the Ultra Ego form draws upon some of those Super Saiyan 3 primal traits like the no eyebrows, because Vegeta has that trait embedded into his DNA when he transforms into Super Saiyan 3. There's no reason why that look of his face couldn't appear in another form that acts like a beastly Saiyan but with godly might. And that's how Vegeta links Super Saiyan 3 to his Ultra Ego form, at least in terms of traits. Because out of all the Saiyan forms in Z and Super, aside from Uzaru, Ultra Ego and Super Saiyan 3 are the two forms of Vegeta that connect to the Saiyan blood and spirit more than any other. It should also be noted that Super Saiyan 3 is officially confirmed in the Daizenshu to draw out a Saiyan's hidden power to the utmost limit. At that time, at least in terms of raw power, and Ego is confirmed to be Vegeta's way of expressing his true nature in battle as a Saiyan. One could even argue that apart from the long hair, the Super Saiyan 3 perks are a part of Ultra Ego to some extent because Ultra Ego Vegeta is all about constantly breaking his limits as he fights, over and over with every attack, the strongest he could possibly be, where Super Saiyan 3 is the form known as the one that breaks limits back in Z, one that draws out everything that a Saiyan has beyond the beyond. So it's like both forms are overdrive for a Saiyan's power, and a very nice nod to each other, both during Ultra Ego's debut and also Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and Dragon Ball Daima. But of course, Ultra Ego has a massive advantage. It's not just raw power like Super Saiyan 3, he is fighting with God power as well. So in a way, you could say Ultra Ego is Super Saiyan 3, plus enhanced training and God Ki, plus Vegeta's mind, body, and spirit as a Saiyan in overdrive. So just so you know, nothing official has ever been stated about the connection of Super Saiyan 3 and Ultra Ego. But here's the kicker. By piecing the official lore together ourselves, the connection is indeed there. Unspoken, but real. It's kind of sad that we get a really cool Super Saiyan 3 Goku power-up scene in Dragon Ball Daima episode 17, only for the next episode to come to be called Awakening, basically meaning Super Saiyan 3 Goku will fail against Goma. And I want you to think about what this means for Super Saiyan 3 Goku in general. It kind of sucks. Of course, Vegeta had his moment as Super Saiyan 3 against the Tamagami, and you would think we would get a good Super Saiyan 3 Goku moment in Dragon Ball Daima where he actually wins. not talking about Wrath of the Dragon, I'm talking about the actual core story of Dragon Ball in general, we know Super Saiyan 3 Goku hasn't had a win in Dragon Ball. Yes, it was cool and all in the Buu Saga, and it's my favorite transformation, believe it or not. Yes, even more than Super Saiyan 4. I love Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta is the first character to give Super Saiyan 3 that canonical win. But wouldn't you think it would be a good idea to have Super Saiyan 3 Goku get a victory for himself? Now shout out to Kathu's Dojo for this post, as it adds on to what I was already going to say about Super Saiyan 3 Goku failing. I don't think Super Saiyan 3 needs saving in terms of how cool it is, in terms of what it did, in terms of the concept of the form. It doesn't need saving since the forms in Dragon Ball in general all go through the same thing. That being the form that comes after it pushes the old ones aside. It's Dragon Ball standards. But in terms of getting a win, Vegeta's already given it its canonical win. He's done the job. But when I think of Super Saiyan 3, I do think of Goku mostly, and that Super Saiyan 3 power-up he did against Fat Buu. It's like Super Saiyan 3, Goku, Buu Saga. And I do think Goku should be getting his own win with it, like a Wrath of the Dragon type win, but in the core canonical story. But obviously not. Goku's going to get the shit end of the stick. Goma's going to layeth the smacketh down on Super Saiyan 3 Goku's candy ass. Ever since the end of Z, Super Saiyan 3 is just the stepping stone to the next form. In GT or Super, it's the example that needs to be made by the character getting his ass beat in that form of Super Saiyan 3 to make everybody aware that something else is coming for Goku. Now, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, that dude had a really cool episode, and that's how Super Saiyan 3 should be portrayed and protected. It's an amazing form. Especially at this point, I mean, it's 3 years before Battle of Gods. And in the Buu Saga, they were fighting a stamina regen hack. If you had a Kid Buu level fighter without the regen, they would have bled out from the damage from Super Saiyan 3. But Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he just can't catch a break, man. For the sake of the plot and story, it's always his ass that's getting the beatdown in Super Saiyan 3. Gotenks, he just ran out of it. That's Gotenks' fault. Super Saiyan 3 was going to beat Super Buu. But Goku, man, he's always getting the shit beat out of him when he's in Super Saiyan 3. It's like when he transforms into Super Saiyan 3, it's an invitation to come and beat the crap out of him. It's like roulette. Is he going to get his ass kicked first, or is his weak ass body going to fail Super Saiyan 3 first? Bet. Like I said, Wrath of the Dragon was pretty damn cool. And it wasn't really Super Saiyan 3's fault in the Buu arc, it was Goku's weak ass body. It was Goku's fault for not being able to use that glorious golden form. To think 10 plus years later after Beerus finger flicks Super Saiyan 3 into oblivion, where God forms left Super Saiyan 3 behind in that continuity. Back in 97, Super Saiyan 3 failed against baby Vegeta, only for Super Saiyan 4 to surpass that. We can all thank Vegeta for getting Super Saiyan 3 back in the spotlight in 2024, 2025, but not for Goku because he's going to lose. I know, Goma is way stronger than the Tamagami, but did you really have to do this to Super Saiyan 3 Goku? This sucks. He literally tanked Goma's blast when he transformed, only to look like he's getting beat up really badly in the next episode preview. It's just really insulting for Super Saiyan 3 Goku. What I think would be awesome would be to have Goku as Super Saiyan 3 and Vegeta as Super Saiyan 3 fight together for the first time. I'm not talking about Super Dragon Ball Heroes, but actually getting a double Super Saiyan 3 attack. That would be pretty damn cool. But well done, Vegeta. Why is Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's hair much different to Super Saiyan 3 Goku's, and what does it mean? And no, it's not wrong. It's not inaccurate like some comments I've seen. It's not the aura that lifts the hair up. Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 hair in Dragon Ball Daima is constantly pointed upward. There are even designs by Katsuyoshi Nakatsuru that showcases this. From the reactions to Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in Dragon Ball Daima, it seems this topic is far more confusing about Vegeta's hair than expected, and just his version of Super Saiyan 3 in general. Now when it comes to Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's hairstyle, there is an inverse answer and there's the behind the scenes answer. In fact, there's multiple reasons that apply to both. Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 is unique to him because he's already shown off Super Saiyan 1 and 2, which in design were consistent to the style of his Z hair in the Buu Saga, even going to the extent of making Super Saiyan 2 look far more sharper and defined, like when he was Majin Vegeta. But then Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's hair just completely goes against the style of the Super Saiyan 3 hair in Z, which would imply his unique style. Not only that, it's obvious Vegeta's hair is noticeably different from Goku's Super Saiyan 1 and 2 as well. In fact, as we know, all Saiyans have a unique line of Super Saiyan hairstyles in each form. Gotenks resembles Super Saiyan 3 Goku's hair, but let's be honest, half of Gotenks is Goten, who has identical hair to Goku. Add Trunks in the mix and his hair naturally grows downward, so it makes sense Gotenks' Super Saiyan 3 hair would as well. But Vegeta's, his hair is all about that vertical stance, even in base form, and Super Saiyan 3 is following that natural hairstyle. Goku's original style of Super Saiyan 3 will remain in Daima, because we've got updated visuals of Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the Buu Saga flashback in Daima, and it's consistent to how Goku's hair has been every single time we've seen it in Dragon Ball. Same with his Super Saiyan 1 and 2 hair against the Tamagami, so no, this is Vegeta's unique Super Saiyan 3. Now that's the inverse answer in terms of their looks. The outside answer to apply to that is that Vegeta was designed that way to simply separate his looks from Goku for obvious marketing reasons. The fact that Daima, Goku, and Vegeta would look different in Super Saiyan 3 is the best choice. It just makes it so much better to have merchandise with different hairstyles and unique looks than being exactly the same as Super Saiyan 3. The out-of-universe answer also goes deeper than you think. Let's take a look back at the first concept arts of Super Saiyan 3 drawn by Akira Toriyama in the 90s. If you notice the hair in the original design, it wasn't a long-haired style like Goku officially had. Instead, apart from the noticeable tail add-on, the hair actually lifted vertically like the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta has. So the choice for Vegeta's hair seems to be a throwback respecting the original concept art by Akira Toriyama, and to be honest, I think that is such an incredible move because I do love the original design as much as the one we had in Z. The original concept art does indeed appear to be an inspiration for Beast Gohan's hairstyle in some way, but then Beast literally looks like Super Saiyan 3 hair uplifted, and Vegeta's is simply that, but golden and length even further beyond. Now let's talk about Super Saiyan 2.5. Seriously, I've heard this so much in the comments in my last video, and the reason I'm hearing that is because Vegeta had no issues with the stamina drain from Super Saiyan 3, so some fans believe that because it was much more balanced, that means the hair doesn't fall all the way down, as Vegeta is sporting Super Saiyan 2.5 in his new form. He controlled Super Saiyan 3, only tapping into a little bit of Super Saiyan 3 without the disadvantages, and it's just flat out wrong, and here's why. When Vegeta transformed after the fight was finished, it was called Super Saiyan 3 in the story, the script, and even official Dragon Ball pages refer to it as Super Saiyan 3, not 2.5. Which brings me to another in-universe answer to Vegeta's hair looking different to Goku's and Gotenks, and that could very well be that Super Saiyan 3 is at a mastered level, and Vegeta has already trained hard enough to stabilize the form, which would then change the look of the hair. Forget Super Saiyan 2.5. We're talking about Super Saiyan 3.5 or Super Saiyan 3 2. The hair does seem far more defined than Goku's Super Saiyan 3 in the Buu Saga, like how Super Saiyan 1 hair goes more defined as Super Saiyan 2, the next level of the Golden Super Saiyan. Mastered Super Saiyan 3 is a very interesting concept. In a video I made a while ago, I was talking about how Super Saiyan 4 in GT is not the true Super Saiyan 4, conventionally after the Golden Super Saiyan transformation line. It goes off in a different direction, combining Uzara, which is basically a metamorphosis of two different pathways of power. If Goku was in another world and kept training for another 100 years, what would be the next level after Super Saiyan 3 in the golden forms? How far could he take that raw golden power? And my theory was, that makes perfect sense, is a higher grade of the Super Saiyan 3 to start with, similar to how Grade 4 in the Cell games is a better version of Grade 1 Super Saiyan. But you know what I'm getting at, the golden hair would continue in transformation form, whatever it may be, and I believe Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 is a higher level, a higher grade of Goku's Super Saiyan 3 in the Buu Saga. It's more defined, it's more refined, so Mastered Super Saiyan 3 could very well be the look of Vegeta in Super Saiyan 3. He's already ahead of the game, just proving he's better in terms of potential than Goku once again, as it's only taken him 1 year to learn a new form and master it. Even if there's no official statement of it being mastered, and this one is just speculation, his battle performance easily supports how stabilized the form was. It's awesome that every continuity after Dragon Ball Z we have a Vegeta with no eyebrows. Baby Vegeta, Ultra Ego Vegeta, and now Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. At this rate, no eyebrows should be his new base form look. Though I'm getting a little worried about what Raditz would look like as Super Saiyan 3. I'm starting to think Tangled on roids. Dragon Ball Daima Episode 20, the finale, the ending, where a conversation between Goku and Vegeta takes place and Ultra Vegeta 1 was officially revealed. Vegeta says, "Blast it, I still say I could have won." To which Goku replies, "You're still on that? I get it already." This is about the pride of combat. Vegeta was fighting severely low on power, and yet his adult Super Saiyan 3 form was dismantling Goma, except for the third eye granting some sort of combat immortality. During his fight, he also wasn't aware of the 3-head hit on Goma until right at the end where Bulma called him back, so it's no doubt he felt like he could have won, and Goku acknowledges it. Vegeta is telling the truth here, even though he's sick of hearing it. Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 is extremely powerful, and you'll understand why Ultra Vegeta 1 works perfectly here. The conversation continues with Vegeta assuming Goku had hid Super Saiyan 4 from him. Vegeta didn't take the answer too well, as he felt it was just another case of Goku hiding it like Super Saiyan 3 in the Buu Saga. But actually, this isn't the case this time around. What Goku replies with is being misunderstood. He basically says out loud that he's been training ever since Buu, but didn't know if Super Saiyan 4 would even work. This is different to Super Saiyan 3 because back in the Buu Saga, he knew it would work. He just admitted he could only use it for a short period of time. Here after Daima, Super Saiyan 4 was never activated before Dragon Ball Daima. Never was the final push to connect that transformation to Goku's mind, body, and spirit so he could use it manually. Goku simply foresaw a power beyond 3, but didn't know how to reach it at that point. It is a similar concept to when Vegeta foresaw a power beyond Super Saiyan but hadn't started training to unlock it. Saiyans are able to feel a power beyond, but unlocking it is a different story. Vegeta then acknowledges it with a joke. It's like a bargain sale of Super Saiyans. I love that old school nod, by the way. But he doesn't think Goku is lying here. He accepts it and just can't believe there's so many forms at this point. Goku dodges the Super Saiyan 4 discussion rather quickly and bounces the ball back to Vegeta, praising him on him getting Super Saiyan 3 too. The key trigger of that sentence here is 2. As Goku's wording, albeit unintentional by him, he's just a mouthy bastard, we all know this, he's projecting that praise in a way that makes Vegeta feel inferior, like he's simply playing the catch-up game to Goku himself. Again, this is not the true case with the whole context, as Vegeta knows he's not inferior, and isn't taking that pat on the back downplay bullshit. Vegeta has unlocked Super Saiyan 3 without other world training perks, and wielded it with far more expertise and power than Goku is capable of due to his performance in Daima, along with the lore support in Vegeta's potential being naturally greater than Goku's. And it's stated in official sources Super Saiyan 3 draws on the hidden power in every drop of blood of a Saiyan, where Vegeta has higher potential naturally since birth. So he not only quote unquote caught up to Goku's arsenal of forms with obtaining Super Saiyan 3, but he took another leap with that level of power, and that's where Ultra Vegeta 1 comes into it. Why does Vegeta call Super Saiyan 3 Ultra Vegeta 1 in this instance? He calls it that to make it uniquely his own level of power, which makes sense. They don't use each other's power. It would be like two Pokemon players capturing a Mewtwo in their games. If the player who caught Mewtwo first nicknames it Super Mewtwo 3, does the player who caught Mewtwo second also have to call it by the same nickname? Absolutely not. It's not your Mewtwo, so fuck off. That's Ultra Vegeta 1 explained. But let's get serious and break this down, because there's something really important here. Even though Ultra Vegeta 1 is basically Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta is simply taking pride in his own power and performance and names it so he owns it, not like it belongs to Goku and Vegeta has only now got the pass. And it was also done in good spirit and comedy too in the episode, because Vegeta cut Goku off after mentioning Super Saiyan 3, and it seemed like he came up with the name on the spot in a funny way, shouting out Ultra Vegeta 1, which is convenient for 4 reasons. Number 1, it jokingly opposes and mocks Super Saiyan 3, in good spirit, where Vegeta is using the number 1 in it, despite there being no number 2 at this point, at least in Daima. We'll talk about that in a moment, but he had to let Kakarot know it was number 1. And secondly, why it's convenient, he names it Ultra over Super to purposely one-up Goku there, as Ultra is greater than Super. And the best part is when Goku replies with, "What the heck is that?" It's classic Toriyama comedy, as Goku's own naming convention has the exact same ridiculous simplicity about it. It's just gone over his head. Comedy between Saiyans done right. The third reason why Ultra Vegeta 1 is a convenient name to his own form, even if he came up with it in a funny way on the spot, is because it follows Vegeta's own naming convention from back in the day. Super Vegeta, that's the iconic one. He just loves to upgrade his own name. Think about it. Goku refers to it as Super Saiyan. Vegeta's calling it Ultra Vegeta. His name is in the form. And fourth and finally, why this name is convenient to replace Super Saiyan 3 for Vegeta's arsenal is because his own son referred to Super Saiyan 3 as Ultra Super Saiyan in the Buu Saga, which is a great nod by the writers of Daima. Like father, like son. Ultra is actually just as fitting for Super Saiyan 3 as the term Ultra is also used multiple times in other Dragon Ball media like Supersonic Warriors, the original manga itself, and now Daima. Which brings me to Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 versus Goku's Super Saiyan 3. It's still technically a different form to Goku. It even looks different compared to other Super Saiyan 3 hairstyles. Perhaps it is a mastered Super Saiyan 3. But it definitely adds to the fact Super Saiyan 3 is unique depending on the user, because it depends on the power in the Saiyan blood, plus Vegeta is part of the royal bloodline. So similar to Broly, and Broly's genetics being broken because of his own bloodline, it's a great theory that Vegeta's version of forms can differ to Goku's because of his blood. Akira Toriyama once confirmed that Super Saiyan 2 and 3 are nothing more than powered up variants of Super Saiyan. After the fight with Beerus, Goku realized that mastering his normal state and Super Saiyan would raise his level more and sap less strength. This basically means Super Saiyan 2 and 3 are not permanent names and it's Goku's alone. Vegeta questioning Goku about his newest transformation against Goma, to which Goku actually replies with, "You mean Super Saiyan 4? This immediately confirms Daima has its own version of Super Saiyan 4. There's no other name for it as of right now. It's Toriyama's canon Super Saiyan 4, but this further strengthens Goku's own naming convention that follows suit with 2 and 3 that he brought forward in the Buu Saga. Despite the fact 4 seems like an absolutely different path of power than golden Super Saiyan forms. But it's still done for Goku's ease, and quote-unquote Super Saiyan 4, like Super Saiyan 3, can be called anything it wants by the fighter who owns it. So how strong is Ultra Vegeta 1? Well, I've done an extensive video about Vegeta's power, breaking that down. I highly recommend you checking it out. I'll leave a link below in the description. And does this mean we are getting Ultra Vegeta 2? What could even be classed as Ultra Vegeta 2? Super Saiyan 4 if he gets it? Super Saiyan God or Ultra Ego? Well, we know Ultra Ego is the opposite of Ultra Instinct, and Vegeta named that form. But I think it's a coincidence that the Ultra naming convention just happened to apply to Ultra Instinct in Super's lore. But Ultra Ego also goes in line with Vegeta's own naming convention anyway, so that's pretty cool. I guess because Vegeta refers to God and Blue by those names, then it must mean Ultra Vegeta 2 doesn't actually exist, unless that's what he calls Super Saiyan 4 if he ever gets it in Dragon Ball Daima Season 2, which I believe we absolutely should get, or Ultra Vegeta 2 could be Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. I can't remember what Vegeta directly calls that form, but there's still a chance we could see a direct continuation of the golden hair transformation line. As like I said, Super Saiyan 3 and 4 seem drastically different in concept and design, breaking away from the golden haired forms. The only similar thing they share is the golden aura and Goku's own naming convention, but it's definitely possible to unlock different levels of power within one Saiyan body. Different pathways. Maybe Ultra Vegeta 2 is the next level of quote-unquote Super Saiyan 3. Something we've never seen before, or maybe we have. How about Super Dragon Ball Heroes Full Power Super Saiyan 3 by Goku Black? Even had the eyebrows, tail, and was far more jacked. That seems like a more appropriate follow-up to Super Saiyan 3 than Super Saiyan 4, that path. Now just imagine Vegeta with that form, and finally revealing Ultra Vegeta 2. He'll just need Bulma to shoot some Blutz waves up his ass to regain that tail first though. Ultra Vegeta 1 in the Buu Saga against Kid Buu. You know Ultra Vegeta 1, right? Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. No, it's Ultra Vegeta 1, you fool. Take our boy Vegeta and turn him Super Saiyan 3 in the fight against Kid Buu, and what happens in that fight and for the rest of Dragon Ball? Will it ruin Dragon Ball Z and Super? You'd be surprised on what would likely happen in verse. By tackling this topic through an analytical approach rather than take the easy path of it being a fanfic. What if stories are fun, but sometimes solving a question using realistic inverse decision making is the OG way to tackle what ifs? And leave me a comment on what you think the outcome would be in this situation. It would only make the most sense that a few key landmarks would matter in this situation for Vegeta to go Super Saiyan 3 in the Buu arc. And what are those landmarks of importance? The first key landmark of importance for Vegeta to gain Super Saiyan 3 in the Buu Saga would be learning about it from the other world. Vegeta stressed his frustration with Goku about holding back his Super Saiyan 3 in their fight. He obviously got wind of Super Saiyan 3 by seeing Goku demonstrated against Majin Buu, because even if he heard about it from someone else in the other world, they would only know by watching the fight through a crystal ball or something. So Vegeta more than likely watched the live stream with them, but at least Vegeta has a start in knowledge of seeing Super Saiyan 3 in action and how Goku transformed. The next key landmark for Vegeta to see Super Saiyan 3 in further action, up close this time, would be in Goku's fight against Kid Buu. Goku and Vegeta had the same base power, same Super Saiyan 1 and 2 at that point. Goku only held back his Super Saiyan 3 form, he didn't hold back in Super Saiyan 2 against Vegeta. So it was more to do with Vegeta not having the experience and access in Super Saiyan 3, or knowing how to do it, rather than a power or potential issue. As proven in Daima, Vegeta knows Super Saiyan 3 not long after the Buu arc anyway, and even demonstrates it without any of the side effects, not even in a desperate need of a recovery item. Not only that, Goku's Super Saiyan 2 fight with Kid Buu in the anime seemed far better in performance than how Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta fought Kid Buu, but there's a reason for that. It's all to do with Kid Buu. By the point Kid Buu fought Vegeta, he had already squared off heavy against a Super Saiyan 3 level power, so going back to fight a Super Saiyan 2 would be an absolute cakewalk by that point. Whereas when he fought Super Saiyan 2 Goku, Kid Buu was only testing the water and not even serious at that point. He only barely woke up from a snooze after Super Saiyan 2 surfaced. Just imagine training, you start off with lighter weights to warm up, and then when hitting a heavier weight, your body is ready, and the lighter weights now feel like nothing. Kid Buu was simply playing around with Super Saiyan 2 Goku the same he was playing with Vegeta. Finally, the last landmark we need is post-fusion. You see, Vegeta fused with Goku and they basically became one. Vegeta knew all about Goku's moves and thoughts, like he knew all of Vegeta's, and yet Goku and Vegeta were Vegito, so retain Vegito's experiences. Fusion is not just a foggy memory for the individual parts, as Goten and Trunks were planning their fight with Super Buu beforehand with key details like time frames, and also retains the experience of being Gotenks. Therefore, even though there's an unspoken rule of Goku and Vegeta not using each other's moves like the Gallic Gun or Kamehameha, marketing differentiation, Goku and Vegeta should indeed retain the battle knowledge of each other whilst as Vegito, and that means Vegeta retaining the thoughts on how to become Super Saiyan 3 from Goku's part. Because Vegito knew how to do it, why wouldn't Vegeta? With these three landmarks, we can now create a realistic outcome in Dragon Ball Z. So what will happen now is when Goku starts tiring out and requires a moment to charge up against Kid Buu, Vegeta insists Kakarot take a break altogether as he wants his turn to unleash a power from deep within his Saiyan blood. Now he finally realizes what Super Saiyan 3 is all about. The reason why Vegeta let Kakarot continue fighting rather than jumping in sooner with Super Saiyan 3, so it's two Super Saiyan 3s versus Kid Buu, which would be much easier, let's be honest. It just follows on from their rock, paper, scissors decision. They are Saiyans, fighting one-on-one for them needs no explanation for anyone that watches Dragon Ball, otherwise you probably didn't enjoy the Cell games because you had a headache wondering why all the Z fighters didn't just jump a Cell in the Cell games. We Saiyans fight alone, the pride of battle. You know, that stuff. So from here, Goku steps aside, wonders how Vegeta knows Super Saiyan 3, and he reveals he's a quick learner. He powers up to Super Saiyan 3, which gets Kid Buu's attention, and Kid Buu believes it might be a similar level of power that he already faced. He already dominated. Of course, Kid Buu let Vegeta power up to Super Saiyan 2 in the original story, and even goofed around while Goku and Vegeta talked about their plan, which I always found weird as Goku needed a minute to charge up and just chit-chatted for about 5 minutes, so Vegeta would definitely have time to power up to Super Saiyan 3 in this point. Which I always find weird because Goku needed a minute to charge up yet talked for about 5 minutes, so Vegeta would definitely have the time to power up to Super Saiyan 3 in this time. So Kid Buu thinks this is going to be a cakewalk, huh? Not entirely the case. The official Daizenshu guidebook for the anime and manga as well as other sources state clearly, Super Saiyan 3 draws out the power, the hidden power of a Saiyan to its limits. If you take into account the facts that Akira Toriyama officially illustrated and told us that Vegeta has naturally higher potential and power than Goku since birth, where Goku has to work extra hard with beneficial situations and special training to even meet Vegeta's power. And if we go with the official lore of Vegeta, Goku and Super Saiyan 3, then Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 is, by concept alone, stronger than Goku's Super Saiyan 3, if they both have the same base forms. Now you may bring up the ×4 multiplier from Super Saiyan 2 in the Super Exciting Guide, which is fine, but in no other source ever is ×4 ever mentioned again, so Daizenshu concept statement of Super Saiyan 3 goes with the story and the concept of Super Saiyan 3 better than a standalone ×4 boost statement that really doesn't work in a story where Toriyama ditched numbers because they were problematic. You could say 4 times on average, give or take, depending on the potential of the Saiyan. And Vegeta has more. So throw the power scale notebook in the bin and go with the story. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is conceptually stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku due to having more potential in his Saiyan blood since birth, and Kid Buu has a bit of a problem now. It should be noted Goku was confident in destroying Kid Buu if he could summon enough power to unleash in one kaboom. Even Vegeta knew it based on his analysis of the fight. Right at the start of the battle, Goku attacked Kid Buu head on after becoming a fresh Super Saiyan 3 and fired an extremely powerful Kamehameha from the get-go, to which Kid Buu simply survived. Now, at no point in that fight does it get any better for Super Saiyan 3 Goku, as we all know Super Saiyan 3 is at its peak at the start of the battle. It's just difficult to maintain at this point in the Buu saga, but the plan to gather extra power, gather extra energy to unleash, is the key here, and would have made the difference in an all-out attack. However, with Vegeta becoming Super Saiyan 3 now for the first time, he has to be considerate of his body handling it. Despite being exceptional in Daima, this is still new grounds in the Buu saga, and perhaps that is Kid Buu's advantage along with his regen hack, but Vegeta's power being higher would also catch Kid Buu by surprise, and I truly believe if Vegeta started the attack strong, similar to what he did as Super Saiyan 2 vs Kid Buu, but at Super Saiyan 3 level, then Kid Buu would be vaporized, and a potentially stronger Gallic gun may just seal the deal. Vegeta physically would be far stronger than Kid Buu, and what I'm saying is, if Kid Buu could push a Spirit Bomb back with the strength he had, and even blast it back towards Goku, then Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta could drop kick that Spirit Bomb into the next dimension. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Gallic gun would be even stronger, and I don't see Kid Buu surviving that level of power. So Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta has a way better chance of defeating Kid Buu, especially since he's already watched Kid Buu's unorthodox fighting style, but the difference now is he now has the body of Super Saiyan 3 to keep up in power and speed, which makes a hell of a difference when combined with experience watching Kid Buu already. It's an advantage of going second. Vegeta would know Goku's body weakness using Super Saiyan 3 at this level and wouldn't dare try to waste time. Now, as I said earlier, Goku and Vegeta were confident if Goku could charge his Super Saiyan 3 power up further and unleash an almighty attack. Goku could have vaporized Kid Buu, but he was not given the breathing space to do so. Therefore, if Kid Buu is goofing around as Vegeta initially powers up to Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta would be smart enough to take advantage of that power-up moment and heighten his power even further to the level for an almighty blast, and finish Kid Buu there due to the window given. That is, unless Kid Buu decides, oh shit, I better get him. But the truth is, he was whistling and getting lazy fighting with Goku because his punches weren't even hurting him anymore, even as Super Saiyan 3, so even Kid Buu gets arrogant. I can say comfortably Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta wins this 9 times out of 10. He wouldn't need Goku to assist, but I suppose if Goku didn't waste his time trying to recharge when it obviously didn't work in a mortal body, then he could have simply used his remaining time as Super Saiyan 3 to assist Vegeta in one last attack for a cleanup, as Super Saiyan 3 Goku was still active for at least a few more minutes before his mortal body couldn't do any more. Now, if the roles were reversed and Vegeta fought Kid Buu first and became Super Saiyan 3, it's more difficult to say because Vegeta would have to adapt to Kid Buu's style, and that would use up some time and opportunities to end it. Worst case scenario, if Vegeta did start to tire out, Goku should be able to see Kid Buu's regen hack and realize he has to end it very quick and powers up to the level needed for that finishing blast. And I feel like Goku could pull this off early game if he came in second, but he would need to gather that extra energy. Goku would also give Vegeta his time to fight in Super Saiyan 3 until it ran out, but I think the better situation here is Vegeta going second, as there's a higher chance Kid Buu survives Super Saiyan 3 Goku than Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Would the Halo give Vegeta infinite Super Saiyan 3 stamina? That's another thought. That's definitely something to consider, because if his body is something like Goku's when he came back for one day in the Buu saga, then Super Saiyan 3 could be problematic. Leave me a comment on what you think about that one. I think Halo Vegeta was just Vegeta but a little bit more durable, and King Yama definitely gave him the VIP pass to take on Kid Buu, so I don't think he's given him just a limited amount of power to take on the biggest threat in the universe at that point. So yeah, maybe he would have unlimited Super Saiyan 3 stamina, but he was getting beat up pretty bad by Kid Buu and losing his ability to transform into Super Saiyan at some points, but maybe that was because of the pain he was in. He can still get hurt, and maybe they have to be in a certain dimension of heaven for the unlimited stamina to take effect. But either way, what happens next in the story if Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta kills Kid Buu? How does it ruin the rest of Z and Dragon Ball Super? Well, let's work this out. If Ultra Vegeta 1 beat the crap out of Kid Buu and destroyed him, then Fat Buu wouldn't spawn. They would both be gone, and I guess there would be no Fat Buu to annoy Beerus during Battle of Gods, and the Earth, it may still be okay for a while. I guess it's safe to say the Earth gets restored, leading to a similar outcome initially, but chances are Goku may not get time to give his request about Kid Buu returning as a good guy, especially if Vegeta ends the pink bubblegum quick. Therefore, a potential story with no oob. And you know what that means. The Daima events are fine, as Vegeta has Super Saiyan 3 in there anyway. The Battle of Gods maintain their similar path, as Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta wouldn't make a difference against Beerus. Basically, the God forms take over from there for the rest of Super. Even without Fat Buu around, Super Saiyan God would still emerge out of Beerus' request anyway. But then we get to the Moro arc. What's going to happen when there's no Oob to send his power to assist Goku against Moro? That's right, Moro wins. More than likely, and Dragon Ball Super just ends, right? Or wouldn't it? Let me know in the comments. Unless Goku quickly got in his wish as Kid Buu was getting vaporized by a Gallic gun, because I don't see Vegeta wishing for that. So maybe it's best to just trust the process of the story, as what ifs, especially analytical ones, can really turn the Dragon Ball story dark very quickly when nobody is protected by the plot. Dragon Ball Daima definitely delivered better than Dragon Ball GT when it came to giving us Vegeta transforming into Super Saiyan 3, something many fans have been wanting to see for 30 years. But in this video, I'm going to talk about why Vegeta actually had Super Saiyan 3 at his disposal as a transformation inverse after the Buu Saga, as I have the answer for you using official material, guides, and inverse lore that I know you will love. Now, first of all, the Daima continuity is linked to Dragon Ball Super, which aren't in the same continuity as GT. So this video is made with the original Z anime continuity in mind. When talking about GT in 2024, it's hard for fans nowadays to understand what Dragon Ball was all about in just the 90s, mainly because a lot of fans weren't born then or the early 2000s, and also because it was such a long time ago and so much has been added to the Dragon Ball franchise since then. So understanding where Dragon Ball, the franchise, was in 1996, it's important to forget everything we know now in modern times. A prime example is Battle of Gods, because in 96, Dragon Ball GT and Super Saiyan 3 were in the spotlight big time, whether you love that show or form or you hate them. Going into GT, where Kid Goku couldn't harness the power of Super Saiyan 3, the situation at the time was Super Saiyan 3 was so damn powerful that they made a huge deal out of its power up against Baby, and that Goku's body couldn't handle such a glorious level of power. Of course, up against Baby Vegeta, it didn't look so glorious, but he was the main villain at the time. Let's open this up with official material. Let's start strong with the Dragon Ball GT Perfect Files official guide that directly states Vegeta's body had Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball GT, despite us not seeing him use it all by himself. It says, Super Baby is the final transformed state of Vegeta. It has two types, Strongest Form 1, where Vegeta's characteristics still remain, and Strongest Form 2, which resembles Super Saiyan 3. Now, if you don't know anything about Baby's forms, each level follows the same pattern as Saiyan forms, with a Tuffle twist. The Saiyan forms are altered with a Saiyan Tuffle hybrid metamorphosis, making them stronger variants than the originals, but obviously requires the Saiyan levels in the first place. We see base Baby Vegeta, then Super Saiyan Vegeta with the white hair. Baby then gets stronger, more muscle mass, with a more defined Super Saiyan 2 hair. Then the most popular version of Baby, Super Baby 2. It has no eyebrows, and the white hair has been altered, a bit more ruffled, through the Tuffle metamorphosis. Let's not forget, Vegeta also cut a lot of his hair off in GT, so Super Baby 2's hair would have easily been 50% bigger if he didn't cut it. But now the question is this actually Super Saiyan 3? And for how Baby's progression was portrayed in using Vegeta's own Saiyan forms, yes it would be. Even though it's not outright silver spoon fed to us in GT itself, the guide and visual portrayal itself supports it. Is this a case of Baby being able to draw out Vegeta's hidden Super Saiyan 3 power when Vegeta couldn't? No, Baby is controlling the body already there. He can utilize the power exactly how Vegeta could utilize it, forms, moves, everything. Although he did call the final flash a Big Bang attack, which could have been the writers messing up entirely, but it was included in Spark and Zero, whether that was the joke, but it is what it is, it happened. Meaning, as a parasite, he's only on board taking in information about the body and is prone to making mistakes with that information at hand, meaning Vegeta still has an edge over utilizing his own body better than Baby. It's just Baby provides the power amps. This is further confirmed about him trying to search Vegeta's memory and information about the full moon when seeing Goku becoming an ape. Baby simply doesn't have access to everything perfectly. He has to find it in Vegeta's mind and body first before using that informational power, meaning if Baby can make Vegeta's body go Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta definitely could do it if that was the case. But even if it was Baby's combination of Tuffle and Saiyan power causing the Super Saiyan 3 form to be unlocked in Vegeta's body for the first time, that would mean Vegeta from that point onwards, without Baby, actually has Super Saiyan 3, even if we never see him use it, because his body was way stronger after the Baby Saga, especially in the Shadow Dragon Saga, when his base form was above Goku's base form, due to his Super Saiyan 4 being slightly better than Goku's, despite Goku having 2 massive ritual buffs, and Vegeta had none, not to mention Baby referring to Vegeta's body as the mightiest. Furthermore, Goku was only surprised his body couldn't handle Super Saiyan 3 in Kid form, meaning in adult mode it was no longer a problem in GT, and that's 15 years after the Kid Buu fight. Now, Golden Great Ape Baby further supports that Vegeta's body was Super Saiyan 3, and that's because when Bulma used the Brutes waves on Baby Vegeta, or Blutz waves, whichever dub you prefer, he transforms from Super Baby 2 directly into a Golden Uzaru, whereas in the Shadow Dragons arc, Vegeta was hit with the Brutes waves and only became a normal Uzaru first, meaning Super Saiyan was already active on Baby Vegeta before becoming an ape. Further support in Super Baby 2 is Super Saiyan 3. Even though Super Dragon Ball Heroes came out decades after GT and doesn't apply to what was there in the 90s because it's a different show, the Xeno versions are still pulled from the GT continuity, and Xeno Vegeta has access to Super Saiyan 3, which is kind of a nice touch to show that somewhere in that continuity going into Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Vegeta unlocked Super Saiyan 3. But I thought I'd mention that because it seems to be getting forgotten due to Daima's Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta moment, almost like Super Dragon Ball Heroes may take the spotlight away a little. But yes, that's an adult version of Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in case you were wondering. So if baby Vegeta pretty much reveals Vegeta's body had Super Saiyan 3, when did he unlock it in the Z to GT continuity? It could have been anywhere in the 10-year time skip, and also 5 years between Z and GT. We just don't know, but it's more than likely it was at the start of the 10-year time skip because his Super Saiyan 2 form was equal to Goku's Super Saiyan 2 form in the Buu Saga. So there's definitely nods to it in GT, in verse and in guides, but it wasn't focused on or explored with Vegeta on his own, which is a shame. It wouldn't be the case of baby's power made Vegeta's body strong enough to finally go Super Saiyan 3 because Vegeta's body was already astronomically stronger than it was in the whole Buu Saga, in just base form by the time GT started. In a simplified power scale, the Black Star Saga characters one-shot the entire Buu Saga as Rildo was stated to be way stronger than the strongest Buu of the Z anime, Kid Buu. And that was Rildo's approaching suppressed power. When he soon got serious, Goku's base form then whipped him along with Hyper Meta Rildo, making GT Goku's base form mountains above anything in Dragon Ball Z. But scaling before that with a Sigma Force Lude and GT Oob already makes GT Goku base form way stronger than Kid Buu, and it isn't even close. So then baby is leagues above everyone again, as it's directly stated. He's made with the power of Lord Lude and takes the power of General Rildo. We already know the power of those. Now baby gets stronger again by absorbing Goten and Gohan's power because he's a parasite, where the GT Perfect Files state Gohan never neglected his training. GT Vegeta in the Black Star Saga and early Baby Saga is already stronger than GT Goku's base form, at least until Goku reappears on Earth after more months pass on the Dragon Ball hunt in space, where Goku gets another massive boost there. But before this, Vegeta's body was stated to be the mightiest by Baby himself. He's already fought Goku's base form, where he's only keeping Goku around as a punch bag for his revenge for the entire Tuffle race and the early encounter in Dr. Mew's lab. But now we ask the question, why didn't Vegeta directly go Super Saiyan 3 at any point in GT if his body was more than capable? Far more than Goku's in the Buu Saga. From behind the scenes, the right decision to simply not give Vegeta a Super Saiyan 3 moment in GT was a very poor move in my opinion. Coming off Z, that would have been something awesome for Vegeta to showcase with further training, but unfortunately we didn't get that moment. And it seemed like every Saiyan in GT was only using Super Saiyan 1 whenever they were on screen. The pros are it gives the original Super Saiyan 1 some respect in terms of the chosen form for screen time, but the negatives outweigh the pros, as most of the time Super Saiyan couldn't do anything later on, and characters seemed to forget they could transform higher if they needed to, and it just seemed like if you didn't have Super Saiyan 4, you might as well sit on the bench or hold the villain off for as long as possible. There weren't enough episodes with Vegeta in overall in GT, and that does bug me. I really wanted to see more of him, but as far as I'm aware, he was in the first 2 or 3 episodes before the spaceship left. Then we didn't see him until episode 25 when Baby arrived on Earth, and then it was Baby Vegeta time, not actually Vegeta. The Shadow Dragons arc was about him going Super Saiyan 4, but that didn't happen until like episode 60. So the only time to really fit in Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta for some on-screen battle would have been in the Super 17 arc, but realistically in the show, based on how strong Super 17 was, it would have just eaten Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta alive, which would have added to the insult of seeing Super Saiyan 3 only for it to get crushed. As during Goku's battle with Baby, Super Saiyan 3 got squashed twice already. So there's a part of me that is kind of glad they didn't just introduce Super Saiyan 3 for that to get squashed against Super 17, because Super Saiyan 3 is my favorite form. We all know the Super 17 saga was all about Super 17 turning up and trashing everybody before he got sent to the grave by Goku in 18, along with everyone's dignity buried with him. No one was getting a shine. I mean, final shine. Except Super 17 and Goku in that arc. 6 episodes of hell for every other character. Literally. I love Super 17, by the way. Also, in the GT Perfect Files, there is a form classification chart, and it says Super Saiyan 3 with the names Goku and Gotenks next to it, but it's likely that means who has showcased it in the story by themselves, whereas Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is explained by putting pieces of the story and lore together, using the guides, that the writing team didn't really care that much about at the time, only executing things if it was cool on the day, before moving on to the next idea a week later. Fans care more about characters than the authors do, most of the time because of emotional attachment to characters and growing up with them, and that goes for all series. That's why Akira Toriyama forgot some forms, even if if the fans didn't. So that's it from a writing perspective, but what about inverse? Why didn't Vegeta use Super Saiyan 3 in GT? Did he have the capability to find the hidden power of Super Saiyan 3 deep within? Yes, because he witnessed Goku do it twice, 15 years before GT, and had been training ever since. Plus, Vegeta is naturally stronger than Goku. When it came to the fight with Baby, he took over Vegeta pretty quick early on. There was no chance for him to use it. Next, in the Super 17 arc, there's a theory about Vegeta being able to amp his Super Saiyan power to new heights without transforming. A moment which Vegeta gains a bright white aura as a Super Saiyan to get stronger momentarily in order to fight Super 17. Even though it wasn't enough, there's a theory that he heightened his Super Saiyan power, similar to that we've seen in recent years with Super Saiyan 2 being able to reach Super Saiyan 3 levels without actually going Super Saiyan 3, like in the end of Z Kakarot DLC. Headcanon could be a case of Vegeta mastering Super Saiyan 3's power and applying it to himself in Super Saiyan 1 or 2, which if you think about it, a mastered Super Saiyan 3 isn't a bad shout considering Baby took Vegeta's body to Super Saiyan 3 and maintained that state without ever powering down. He was stable. Though there's still a chance at that point in the franchise, Super Saiyan 3 was considered a draining form no matter how strong the fighter became. That there was no way to ever stop Super Saiyan 3's power drain in that continuity, because in Super, when God, Blue, etc. came into the picture, Super Saiyan 3 was nothing in power compared to those forms, and Goku and Vegeta stabilized the God forms, meaning Super Saiyan 3 no longer drained stamina, because their bases are conditioned to be that damn strong. But in GT, as Super Saiyan 3 was the peak form before Super Saiyan 4, it may be the case that the form was just always taxing and Vegeta refused to use it and stuck to Super Saiyan 1 and 2, focusing on training them up. Again though, most of what I just said is headcanon. And like I said in the Shadow Dragons arc, there was no real chance to use it. He went straight to Super Saiyan 4, and after his power ran out, he could barely sustain Super Saiyan in his final moments. So even if Vegeta had Super Saiyan 3 in GT, the placement in story to use it was just non-existent for the most part. Plus, I don't really think the writers cared to give Super Saiyan 3 any spotlight in GT outside of Goku losing with it, only for Super Saiyan 4 to step in and whip Baby. It's like giving Pan Super Saiyan in GT. Yes, it would be cool to see and get a cool YouTube clip for years to come, but really, what would be the point if it just appears for a moment, then they inevitably lose with that form? In my opinion, it's better to take one less loss in the form to sustain any honor it has, which GT made sure to destroy in the Super 17 and Shadow Dragons arc. Beating up a Super Saiyan 1 was like swatting flies at that point, but I suppose Majin Buu didn't have a problem with Super Saiyan in the Buu Saga either. So in conclusion, Vegeta's body in GT is officially stated to have Super Saiyan 3 through the transformations of Baby in the GT Pific files. There's multiple answers from behind the scenes, inverse, some headcanon theories, but when looking at the lore and power scaling, Super Saiyan 3 is within Vegeta's reach, as much as Super Saiyan 1 is by that point. It's just a shame we didn't get Super Saiyan 3 combined with that mustache, the red top and those leathers, for the greatest Super Saiyan design we never had.